Hey folks, Quill18 here, bringing you another League of Legends commentary, and this one's going to be quite a bit different. This is something called All Random, All Mid, which I think I mentioned before in one of the podcasts, but I've never done a video for. All Random, All Mid is a custom game type that people have started to play. So you just load up the custom games list, and you look down the list, and you look for something called All Random, All Mid, or sometimes you'll just say ARAM, A-R-A-M. And you join up one of those games, and the game is set up so that everyone gets a random champion assigned to them. And then after that, the rules are just that everyone must go into the middle. You cannot go back to the base for any reason unless you die. If you die, then you can purchase some items. Otherwise, you have to stay in the lane. And what else? You can't generally take snowball items, so no Mijays or anything like that, any item that adds up stacks. Although something like a Rod of Ages or Warmogs, that's fine. No going into the bushes, no jungling, no anything. I mean, you have to be in the middle lane. And so it's this huge non-stop 5-on-5 encounter. Very, very frantic, and depending on what champions you get, it can be kind of crazy. I was a little concerned in this game because right away the other team has a Kog'Maw, and I thought, oh my god, once that Kog'Maw hits level 6, it is going to be nuking the hell out of us. It's going to be quite awful. But that may be the case, but one thing to keep in mind with any of these guys is everyone's just playing a random champion, so there's a good chance they're playing someone that they don't normally play. So I got Lux this time, which seemed fine to me. I've actually played a few games with Lux, and I kind of like her. And I thought with her Q ability, the one that snares people, I thought that would be very powerful in this scenario, because every time like that, someone might dart forward. Unfortunately, we couldn't see Kog'Maw there, so no one was able to take advantage of that. But every time he would dart forward, someone would dart forward, I might be able to snare them, and then we can just, 5 of us can just focus fire on this one target and hopefully finish them off. Like right here, I'm going to pick up Olaf, and we're just going to hammer into him. We may not be able to kill him here, since we're only level 1. Oh, we put in some good damage, and actually he's ignited, so he might die. There we go. Good job, Teemo. But we're going to lose LeBlanc. Nope. She gets away. And we actually take out Xin as well, so that's really good. Teemo's getting some kills. That's fantastic. So this format's kind of odd because by having 5 people in the lane, that's a lot of XP being split, so you don't level up very quickly. You also are not going to get a whole lot of last hits. One thing's for certain, it's important to get every single last hit that you can. Like, you never want to let a minion get killed by one of your minions. That would be awful. You just want someone on your team to get the gold, so everyone should be trying to get the last hit. It doesn't really matter who does it in practice, as long as someone gets it. There we go, I get a few there. Now, the other thing... Oh, nice. Snare Sivir there, and we just obliterate her. So luckily these guys don't seem to be very good. I mean, this is just a custom match, so it's pretty... Oh, she was taunted by Rammus. That's why she stood there for so long. Oh, and then... Oh, I missed my skill shot. Damn it. Yeah, it's just a custom game, so the skill levels are going to be varying kind of greatly, and I suppose in theory that the really good players are probably just playing their ranked games or whatever, not this. Try for another snare there, grab Heimer, but I don't think we're in a position to execute on that. They're really, really healthy, and we are really, really low. Heimer and Kog'Maw have some really good splash damage, AoE, so that sort of thing is going to keep a lot of pressure down. You can see those grenades going down. My E ability is going to have some of that, but it's not quite as... I don't know, I didn't find that it was doing very much damage. And it's a little bit easy to dodge, because it's kind of slow, and you have to hit it a second time to activate. But I get a few hits there. It took maybe like a half a bar off of Heimer there when it hit him. So it doesn't seem too much. But, there we go. Grab the Q ability. Oh, she's even in range of the tower. That is where the strength is going to come in. And I think later on I even figure out that, yeah, I should be focusing a lot on the W ability. Lux's W ability puts a shield around people. And you can hit multiple of your allies with that shield, and being clustered in like this, I can generally shield at least, half the group very, very easily, and that started to make a big, big difference in team fights. Another thing that makes a really big difference is aura items, which I've played maybe 3 or 4 games of this format so far. Snagheimer, I don't know if we're going to be able to do anything about that. No, not quite. This Ramus was very good, though. He was really good about trying to run forward, catch people. He was pretty hard to kill. He had the most ridiculous name. It's BRB Pooped My Pants. It's pretty terrible, but... what was I saying? Aura items, yeah. So, right away, most games I actually end up grabbing the Mana Manipulator, assuming it's appropriate for my character. It's just so important to have one on your team, just because it keeps everyone mana up. Also, a lot of people in this format end up taking Clarity and Heal as their summoner spells, which is pretty good because you're always packed in together, so you can get a lot of gain out of that, especially since you can't go back to your base. And actually, it turns this into a real war of attrition in a lot of ways. Like, later on, you're going to see I'm going to get my ultimate, and there are a lot of situations where I use my ultimate not to get a kill, just to do some damage on some people and weaken them. And the reason that I do it, at least my logic for it, I don't know if it's right, is that would be a bad thing to do in a normal game, because you'd hit them, you'd do some damage, and then they would just, you know, run away and go heal, or run to their base, or something like that. But they can't do that here. So every time you get a chance to just weaken them a little bit, you keep doing that, and you wear them down and down and down, and, like, they've worn us down here very well, and we're not in a position to make any moves against them. And then you wear them down, and hopefully you can get a kill in at some point. So back to the aura items. Yeah, I like the Mana Manipulator in general, and that's actually what I get, I think, when I play on Lux a lot, actually, because I play her kind of supporty. Because then you can turn into a Soul Shroud, which lower cooldowns, even better mana regen, obviously going to be really, really good in this format, plus a little bit of health. Oh, Snag's in there, in range of the tower. Take him out. They're a little foolish to keep trying those. Between Ramus and myself, we've got a lot of snares that we can use to grab people. Plus, Nunu's got a pretty good slow. Actually, we've got a slow from LeBlanc the Deceiver as well. Teemo finally goes down. That's our first death on our side. It's 5-1. So we had a really, really good start, but we've been on the back foot for a long, long time now. Which is what happens, like, because when you die, you get to buy items, you come back at full health, so you're in a good position to make a pretty good change, a sort of a swing in the tempo of the game, and that's definitely what has happened. Oh my god! LeBlanc almost died there. This Teemo, or this, Kog'Maw ended up being really good, at least with his skill shot. Like his low-level skill shot. I think he's good the whole game, and he ends up catching people there. Like, I had no idea I was in range of being hit right there. That caught me completely by surprise. I'm like, really? Wow, okay, sure. Oh, one thing in this format, I didn't find boots to be very useful. Just because you don't end up doing a lot of running around. Now, if you were a melee character, excuse me, it would probably be more important, because you need to be able to catch people. But as a range user, I mean, it's never not like you ever have to run from lane to lane or anything like that. You're always sort of at the battle. So I tend to make boots a much lower priority than normal. Whereas normally boots are like my second item to get. So just a little food for thought. I don't know if it's ideal, but at least for a character like Lux, that's how I was playing her, and it seemed to work just fine. Since I tend to be in the back row anyway. Olaf takes a good amount of damage there, but not able to kill. We're able to snare Kog'Maw, and come on, finish him! Yes! Teemo takes him down again. Wow, Teemo's getting a lot of credit for kills, which is perfectly fine. I think in this format, actually, he's going to do pretty good, because his poison is a really good sort of attrition ability, you know? Hit someone once, and because you've got them poisoned, they're actually going to end up taking a lot of damage. They're going to end up being quite a bit weaker. I don't know how good his mushroom ends up being in this format, but I think it's okay. It's not as great as in the normal game, where you can use them to scout out the whole map, but it's not bad. So yeah, I think in this game I also end up picking up the Will of the Ancients, which is another item I really like on Go Ramus. Oh, is Olaf, come on! See, you can see I'm afraid to move up, and I really should have there. I was playing too passively, and I didn't want to get in close enough to actually get the kill off on Olaf. and it cost us a kill. Rammus died for nothing. But we have put a lot of pressure on this, and we may be able to get in some really good tower damage here before everyone comes back to life. And again, if these guys make a mistake and step up too much, they're going to get snared. I got Olaf there, but I don't think we're going to be able to take advantage of that. Teemo's got to be careful, he's quite low. So the other aura items that you're going to want to make sure that your team gets are Stark's Aegis would be very good. Innervating Locket wouldn't be bad either, just because it gives pretty high regen. Ooh, Teemo goes down. And what else? An Abyssal Scepter wouldn't be bad either. It doesn't buff your team, but it debuffs the entire enemy team. Very, very good choice. And if you can coordinate at the beginning of the game, you know, just mention, hey guys, who's going to get these? And just list them. And, you know, hopefully some people will claim some of them, because it really makes a big difference. Obviously people want to get their individual items too, but since it's guaranteed to be 5-on-5 the entire game, aura items are just going to be stupendously good. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned that usually Guardian Angel is forbidden in this format as well. Snowball items, Guardian Angel, those are the items that are forbidden. But again, we got pushed back to our tower here. Ooh, I get sniped right there, run right into the ball. I would really like to go back and heal up, but I cannot. Did play one game of this as Alistair, and actually the game went really bad in general, but Alistair's heal was so sweet. Oh god, that Kog'Maw is really good at grabbing me. I gotta pay a lot more attention to him. Level up, so I got a little bit of health. Snare Olaf, take him out. We're gonna be pushed back here a little bit. This, I remember thinking that this Heimer was just not playing properly. I mean, you know me, I love me some Heimer, right? Heimer is awesome, and it just made me sad to look at this guy and think, I don't think this is how I would have played it. This guy was focusing on his turrets a lot, and I just think that if he had gone heavy micro rocket and